Hi, this is Nick. Some of you know me, many more of you do not, but I'm just a little fed up and I wanted to get a few things off my chest if I could. We all remember Howard Beale from the 1976 movie Network? Well, those of us who are old enough certainly remember it. He became the voice of millions who were fed up with things that were going on at that time. Here's a clip of his most famous rant, which became the chant of the people.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Well, that certainly applies to the way many people feel today. There is so much conflicting information out there that has most of us confused at the very best. I have two voices screaming for attention in my head at all times. How about you? One that's saying, this is a bunch of BS.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
And the other one constantly on the lookout for anyone that might get too close to me. Like many others, my hands are cracking from being dried out from washing them and dousing them in sanitizer 100,000 times a day. We're being told millions will die. Then seeing very high numbers of fatalities, although every single one of them is a tragedy in and of itself. There aren't millions of deaths. So what's real? We're seeing varying death rates. Every day, every one of them different. Some so high it makes every other epidemic or pandemic or let's just say even outbreak just pale in comparison. Some so low that we have to ask, why haven't we been shutting down every flu season? Somewhere out there, there's the truth. So are we to lock ourselves in for the rest of our lives, cowering from this horrific invisible enemy? Or do we realize that there's danger out there and has been every single day of our lives? The president said we can't let the cure become worse than the disease. But isn't that already happening? We're being told we must vote by mail so we don't expose ourselves and each other to this nasty bug. Millions can't go to work. Bars and restaurants are closed, but grocery stores and liquor stores are essential businesses, so they stay open. And we still get junk mail in our mailboxes every day, yet we're told that the virus lives on paper for a very long time. We need the truth and the facts, but there's so much fake news out there that no one knows what to believe. Well, I know one thing, and I've checked this. Multiple sources. Our schools are closed, as we know. And now we find out that cattle, chicken, and pigs are being slaughtered. How is that not essential? And the farmers and the ranchers are saying, we're getting orders from other countries for beef, while they're being told to slaughter their cows. I don't know about you, but I've had enough. This just in. Washington, April 28th. Reuters. President Donald Trump plans to use the Defense Production Act to mandate that meat processing plants owned by Tyson Foods Incorporated and other companies remain open to protect the U.S. food supply during the coronavirus outbreak. Trump is expected to sign an executive order later on today, Tuesday, with the provisions which were designed to provide additional liability protection to those companies. Thank you, Mr. President. I've always had a little suspicion that something's going on in the background. Don't know what it is. Not going to accuse anyone because I don't know who's behind it. I do think that Fauci smiles a little bit too much, though. Who knows? Who knows? But we need to ask. We can't sit back while we watch our freedom and this country go to pot. We're going to wake up one morning in Venezuela. Bernie will get his food lines, his bread lines like he thought was a wonderful thing. I don't know what the goal is here. Who is to benefit from it? That's the question. You always ask, like follow the money when something's gone crazy. But what? Who could benefit from this? We figure that out, we'll know who's behind it. But for now, keep your eyes and ears open. Don't believe any BS. Check out everything you see, everything you hear. Don't believe a word of it until you verify it. Multiple valid sources, because they're filling our heads with garbage.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Someone wants to control us, and the best way to do that is to control our food, our ability to work. You're supposed to be able to have the freedoms in this country to pursue happiness, to go out and get a job, to live a life. This isn't a life. We're prisoners in our own homes. I don't know if it's right to every governor. They don't seem to care. Do we bombard the president and say, hey, what's up? Can we cut through the BS? Get all the facts? Yeah, here's another clip. This is why they're not telling us anything. There's some truth to it. So we just got to stop being stupid.
Humans, for the most part, don't have a clue. They don't want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on things.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it.
Yeah, so let's stop being dumb. Stop believing everything they tell us. Dig a little deeper into all the numbers and the reasons and the so-called facts. Investigate everything. Because there's something vicious and evil going on out there. This virus is scary. Loved ones are being lost. We need to know why. Hospitals, some not even caring for their patients right, sticking them in ventilators until they simply stop breathing. Bodies piling up in rest homes. Other hospitals going vacant because we can't get checkups or routine medical care. They're laying them off by the thousands. Others built for this onslaught of patients who never appeared, going empty, shut down. We're being lied to, but what is the truth? We do have a right to know. Don't stop asking. Don't stop verifying everything. And do stop, for God's sake, stop being dumb little sheep and lemmings. Until now, we didn't know. Our eyes have been open to some crazy stuff. But until we know who's behind the charade, please stop blaming those who you've been taught to hate. Once we know who's lying to us, scaring us to death, stealing our way of life, then we act. We the people, Americans, citizens of the United States of America, must not allow our way of life to be taken away forever. Please pay attention. Don't panic, but be cautious and stay safe.